out at you like the gas.
Okay. Looks like gas stove.
There, I talked to Cole, and they're having a meeting. I think it's EDC and I can't remember who all,
In the 80s. we had a-
about the phase
through
3.
town.
And I said something about having the Beamer gentleman from REMC there, because he'll be able to differentiate the need, or, you know, which is better, the converter or the 3-phase. Correct.
I thought you meant me walking back. I thought, my God.
It's all high.
Well, that went on there, so, okay.
Never minded the gas in the wintertime.
Right.
We are
So
streaming
we're ready to
in
go,
the
guys?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Beth? Okay. Well, welcome to the second meeting of June for the Carroll County Commissioners, and I'd invite you to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Bill, if I may,
Sure.
I'd like to take a moment and express my gratitude for all of the first responders, the highway department, the EMS, the EMA, the sheriff's department, police departments, everyone that's been involved, not only in this past weekend's storms. It appears that we should be able to tie some of those things into a potential disaster declaration. But also for the last couple weeks here in Carroll County, we've experienced some tragedy and some heartbreak here in Carroll County over the last couple weeks. And I want to send my gratitude out to all of the first responders, 911 dispatch, everyone that has been involved in some of these things. It takes a special person to do those kinds of jobs, and I'm not one of those persons, but I sure am glad that there are those folks out there. So just a quick thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Lauren and I join in that thank you to everyone. And let's move to our minutes. We have to approve the regular minutes of May 18th. Do I have that in here, May 18th?
No, that's the wrong one. It's June the 1st, June 4th, June 4th.
Okay.
I will move that we approve minutes from our regular meeting of June 1st, 2026, our executive session on June 4th, 2026, and our special meeting June 4th, 2026.
I will second that.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from June 1, 4, and 4. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. If you'll give us just a second to do our signing. It's the top page off of this one. And now we have to approve claims.
I'll make a motion that we approve all claims as presented.
I will second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve all claims as presented. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. And we're ready for Highway Superintendent. Good morning.
Just mainly wanted to give you guys a quick update. I know the goal was we were supposed to be starting this week with chip and seal, but due to the storm, we're gonna be tied up this week at trying to get the roads finished, opened up, and get them all cleaned up. So it's gonna put us behind. We're hoping this week, if we work solid at it, we'll get most of it good to go, so we can start chip and seal the following week, but that's the goal to that.
Yeah.
Right now, we still have, I believe there's 7 roads still shut down completely. We're hoping to get them opened back up today and tomorrow.
Are they all up in the northern part?
Yeah, the one shut down is, they're all up off of, Towpath, 350 West, and up by Meridian. They're all kind of in that area that's shut down. But I know RMC was working in that area yesterday, and we got Meridian opened up, we got Towpath opened up. So hopefully today they finish their lines and then we can start in on them roads that's closed down. So the goal is to hopefully get it all cleaned up this week. I know we're gonna be spending, at least 2 days apiece of the bids. I know Tiffany Ranch, we're up there today, we're at Horseshoe today. We got 2 crews out. It's probably gonna take most of the week just to get them cleaned up there.
Where are you putting all the wood?
It's gonna go to the landfill for right now, and then, we haul a lot of it to Ronnie Bogan's. He's nice enough to let us dump a lot of it out there, so, and then the NDOT lot at Monticello will be
Okay.
wherever we're closest to at the time, we'll be taking it to them spots, so.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
But you got a lot of it, don't you?
Well, yes, there's a lot. There's definitely gonna be a couple weeks worth of just that, so.
Up at the campground there at White Oaks, I bet they've got a pile that would not fit in this room. It's all cut up and stacked, just from the park, or,
Yeah, well, I bet at Tiffany Ranch, I bet there's piles that won't fit in this courthouse yard. I mean, there's a lot up there in that place,
Yeah.
so. We'll be busy at that, and hopefully we get all that caught up, we can start directly on chip and seal, so. We got the new motor in the broom, and it ended up being bad, so.
is what?
It ended up being bad. There's some issues with the brand new motor we just got from, and Cummins came up, and now Cummins is working on it since it's theirs and they sent it, so. They're working on it, so hopefully they figure out the problems and get that up and going, so. Then we'll have our.
Would you normally use that on the cleanup of this?
No, mainly for chip and seal. So I'm just hoping this week while we're doing the cleanup, Cummins figures out the issues with their motor and gets that going by next week for chip and seal.
Okay.
That's hopefully the goal, so. Brand new motor and not working, so.
Any questions for Hunter?
Now, one more thing I'd like to, I know we've had some issues, we, with, Zany Bridge being closed down.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping within a couple weeks that could be getting finished. But Lancaster Bridge, we had to close it down because we didn't want heavy traffic going across it. We ended up dumping stone in front of it because if you put anything else, they'll just move them just like they did on Zany Bridge. So we dumped stone, tried leaving room for like a side-by-side or horses or whatever for the horse park to get around. But now that's turned into an issue. Someone just went down and put logs all over down there. It was not us. So, there's logs all over down there. So you can't. My fear is we didn't put the logs there, and if someone goes through and hits a log now, then I don't want it to come back on us. So, either we need to extend the gravel and our signage and close it completely off, or come up.
Where are the logs?
There where you can't, where they was getting around on like the side-by-sides.
Yeah.
One of the neighbors, I'm guessing, went down and put logs on both sides.
Got
where
this
you can't
one
get
side.
around. So,
Do you have a comment on that?
There's 2 logs on the south side, on right east side. I
This
can
is
move
it, this is
them-
a Lancaster?
Yeah, I can move them easily with your permission.
His name.
Would,
Can you give me your name, please?
would you like him? Would you like him to move them?
If we wanna leave it where people can get around on little, like, things, then we can move them, or we just shut it completely down.
So the side by sides like that won't go through now, huh?
Not with the logs.
Okay.
They go over
They go over the top.
about 10 of them last weekend. It's a kind of attractive nuisance right now.
Of course, the side by sides going over aren't the ones we're worried about. It's the trucks that we don't want to.
I don't think a truck will make it.
Yeah. Mr. Superintendent, you decide.
I was gonna say, if we close it, we close it. If we don't, it kind of a, I don't want to say a gray area, but it is. I mean, it does kind of fall in that gray area. It's closed, but not really.
Yeah, I'm hoping if we could close it completely, I'm hoping within a couple of weeks, AD will be back up and going, and then we're good. We can pull all the barricade and open it back up as well. That's the goal, hopefully, in a couple of weeks. They sent the plans and everything on the bridge and what we need to do to, get it open. So it shouldn't take long, once we stop the cracking in the beams, and then we gotta post it for 17 tons. And
17?
yeah, they load tested it, and it load tested, as of right now with all the damage, we can, post it for 17 ton, and we can open it back up once we go up and drill holes at the end of the crack so it can't crack no more. And we'll just change it to 17 ton. That'll get the bridge open, that'll get us moving, and then in the future come up with something, because if we wanted to actual fix it, start in on it, you're talking at least a year and a half, and starting around $500,000-600,000 to start it right now.
How
To
much?
500,000 to 600,000 to start it, or we can post it at 17 tons and fix the cracks and leave it as is until we can maybe prepare for that hit in the future to redo it. But if we wanted to do that, like I said, it'd be down at least a year and a half, and it starts 500,000 to 600,000 is what the bridge inspector's saying. His recommendation, our bridge inspector's recommendation, is to post it for 17 ton, drill the holes where it stops the cracks, and he said it'd be safe to cross.
That's Senior Bridge, though.
The Zadie Bridge. yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it posted at before?
It was not posted.
It wasn't at
Yeah,
all.
it did not have a weight
Okay.
restriction on it. So I know when we post it, there's gonna be a lot of, trouble, because there is a lot of farm equipment and stuff that goes across it. But to get it back open and going, to get us going and started, I think that would be the best solution, in my opinion, is to post it, fix the cracking, and then his recommendation is come down 10 foot and weld in an I-beam across each side and paint it, and then put the height, a new height, so bigger stuff can't really cross it.
At what height would that be?
10 foot,
10 foot?
10 foot, that's his recommendations is 10.
What's it at now? Is it at 13 and a half?
13 and a half, I believe, yeah. Yeah, so he's recommending that way the bigger stuff can't go across it. And like I said, I know it's gonna cause some issues. It's either that or leave it shut down for a year and a half and start in the process of redoing it all.
That 500,000 or 600,000 estimate, was that in today's terms or
That was, yeah.
5 years down the road?
No, he said that was today, like if we started now, he said he just did one in another county, and he said they shot it for 500 and they're already at 600 on it. So that's,
Probably 2 or 3 million though to put a new one in.
yeah, yeah.
You gotta go on the ball on that.
If I have your guys' approval, I'd like to just post it for 17 ton and put the height limit on it and get it back open as soon as possible.
Ted, what's your opinion about putting a bar across up there?
You can do it. as long as you sign it.
It would be attached to the bridge, right?
That's not the plan. We're supposed to
That
run a
would
whole
attach to
new,
that bridge.
that's my goal anyways, is not to attach it to the bridge. He said the other counties attached it to the bridge, but in my opinion, you're just opening up another can of worms, because if someone don't read the signs, like I know they won't, they're gonna hit it and destroy the bridge even more.
The bridge right down here on Dayton Road used to be there, the Iron Bridge. That's what took it down, was a bar that was put across there at a certain height. And a NIPSCO power truck came down through there, caught the beam on it, and it just pulled the end supports right in, and kerboom, down she went. And so how are you gonna suspend this bar out there?
He's supposed to be sending me the plans. Our
Okay.
bridge inspector, he's been on it, he's been really good, and been on the game. So he's supposed to be getting some plans drawn up and everything to send us. And he's supposed to also send me the plans on how to fix the cracks and stuff ourselves, so we don't have to hire a contractor and pay that ourselves. So we can do that, he said.
Would it be better to be a freestanding structure that's not attached to the bridge?
Yeah.
Before the bridge.
Like I-beams or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I'm hoping that he sends, but regardless, if he don't even send those plans, I can talk to him and tell him that's what we're wanting to do, and that's what we'll do.
Whatever you decide, we need to do a written order, at least an executive order on it. We don't have to necessarily put it in the, if it's temporary, we don't have to put it in the county code and do an ordinance. But it should be by written order, so, we've got a written record of it, and if there's any enforcement to it, I don't know if there's gonna need to be any enforcement to it or not.
Well, if there's a bar 10 feet high out there, we're gonna be out fixing it. And it's gonna come down on somebody, because they're gonna run into it. I would think that the lighter the bar we put up, the better. If you put up a great big heavy one, I don't know, that's my opinion. What do you guys think? It's gonna get hit.
I hate to say, you're probably right.
Yeah. Well,
Any advice out here to us on this? Anybody?
I think you want something heavy enough that they realize they hit something
Yeah, yeah.
before they go on through.
Well, what kind of an order do we need to do? We need to do a motion here. Should it say?
Well, you can make a motion, but we should replace it with an executive order at the next meeting.
For next meeting.
I mean, the order itself.
Okay.
If you want to authorize him to do the procurement, go ahead and do that.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to that effect, gentlemen.
I'll make a motion that we give Hunter authorization to go ahead and procure whatever is necessary to do that, and then have Ted put an order together for our next meeting, which would be July 6th.
I'll second that.
You'll second it? Okay. So I have a motion and a second before me that is that we're authorizing Hunter to make the necessary repairs to get it back open on the 17-ton limit. Is that right, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
And that we're going to put up some type of a notification out front that will restrict height going through it of 10 feet. Okay? Everybody happy with that?
Yep.
All in favor of that motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Anything else?
I don't have anything else for you.
Okay.
What about the Lancaster? We're not doing any, you leaving it up to him to decide that? I did too. I just want to make sure.
What do you think we need to do at Lancaster? Do we need to move the log?
Remove the log and leave it as is.
Okay.
We can use the bridge, and anybody else on a floor can use the bridge.
Okay. Should be 2 to 3 weeks before we move the stone out of there?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping now since we got the, Zayden Bridge going, hopefully in 2 weeks we get that going to open up, then we can open that back up, Lancaster back up.
Okay,
My issue is, I think we're gonna keep having an issue with Lancaster. I mean, we moved the log, we've done this before, it's just gonna be back and forth, so that's
okay.
kind of my,
I can take care of that.
that's my concern on that.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Hunter, I need to talk to you.
And we are up to,
It would be me. I'm taking Kim's spot.
pardon me?
Kim Roy from the Carroll Manor cannot be here today, so I'm going to present for,
Okay,
in your packet, you should have a new application and admission record for Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers, yes.
He will be, negotiated, and then he will be on RCAP later. When she gets back, she'll get him approved.
I will move that we approve the application for Paul Rogers into Carroll Manor.
I will second that.
Okay. Then I'll call for a vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
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 Motion passed.
Okay, and then, she is working on two other more applications. Faithful Friends, worked on the floors of 2 of the rooms, and then they were painting the room, and anyway, Teresa Butcher fell, and broke some ribs, so she hasn't finished painting them, so she's holding off on these 2 residents. So as soon as, the painting gets done, will have 2 more residents, I believe is how she stated it. And then she has someone out there in charge, somebody that she trusts out there is in charge while she's
Okay.
gone. Then her, the balances, for 4,900 is, the regular fund for Carroll Manor is $65,114.05. The donations, as of today, it's negative $9,010.67. And the next thing on your list with me is a resolution. I had talked with you about asking if we could take some money out of the line item out of your commissioner's budget to get her donation fund back in the positive. And you asked, and I said I would talk to the State Board of Accounts, and their suggestion was to do a resolution with you and the council. So you should have one in that Ted compiled. I changed it just a little bit about just what the general fund is and what the funds are called. So that's all I changed. Council has to approve it also, so I think it's a good idea. We can get them back to 0 and move forward. She can start using her fund. We couldn't transfer it from fund to fund. We have to do it this way.
I'll make a motion that we approve the joint resolution from Commissioners 2026-04.
I will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, which is a joint resolution with us and the council to put $10,467.67 from the Commissioner's Carroll Manor expenses account to the fund number 4108, Manor Donations Fund, and to restore that fund to a zero balance. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
How many of those do you need, Beth?
I just really need one.
Just one? Okay.
The next thing is you should have the WP contract for coroner storage building in your packet or your folder, and that needs to be ratified with all of you because Scott had signed it earlier to get it going, I think.
Okay. What are we looking at in here, Beth?
It's the WP contract. Scott's
Okay, I
got it.
got it.
Yeah,
right here.
Todd Price for the corner building. And I think we're actually getting a larger building for, I think that the total was 150 that was approved by the council and as well as us. And I think this is coming in, if I recall correctly, yeah.
947, 684.
Yep. And of course, Todd's a local guy and he is using all local contractors to do this, subcontractors.
Okay, so we need to approve this deposit.
Ratify.
Ratify.
Okay, I'd entertain a
I will
motion.
move that we ratify this signature of the project at 405 Cottage Street, Carroll County Storage Building, used as county morgue.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
And then I have one that's not on here for you to ratify, and that is
Sign here, you want to sign up here?
Sure.
the Executive Order 2026-03, which was the order declaring disaster emergency. It was signed by Scott on June the 12th.
Did you say 03? Okay. Do I have one of
I
those?
think so. I got
Okay.
two of them.
Okay, the Board of Commissioners finds that weather-related disaster exists in Carroll County as a result of storm damage, power outages, and damages to local roads and streets, which occurred approximately 2,200 hours on June 11th, 2026, and from which the recovery continues, and which emergency is estimated to continue for 7 more days. Okay, so we need to ratify this too. Entertain a motion.
I will move that we ratify Executive Order 2026-03.
And I will second that.
Okay. And I'd call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. That one's done. This one you need to sign yet.
Randy Cleaver, is leaving at the end of the year, and you asked him to do the walkthroughs. And he has 3 different companies that he's working on. I had one come in last week and ask when they could present their quotes, but they were hoping that they could do them in a public meeting, but maybe not. They'd rather present them separately. And I think that's probably a good idea myself. So did Randy. He wanted to know if we could do an executive session, and really we need to get this going so you can put it in your budget or some budget. So I told them to probably bring in their quotes or.
That way, so you can, they can share figure information without giving a competitive advantage or giving away a competitive advantage. And it can be done for that purposes, so, and that way you could bring them in one at a time and not have, have them have to share that information with other.
I think it's an advantage to us too, not just to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's for the public benefit.
Well, we discussed having an executive session on July 6th.
Like after your meeting or in that afternoon.
You have an afternoon or you want to be?
No, I said after your meeting or in the afternoon, whichever you prefer. Nothing else is scheduled for that day.
What do you think, gentlemen? I don't care.
Say immediately after the meeting?
Yeah, we don't have a drainage board meeting that meeting, so.
This meeting is very heavy. I'm not particularly thinking that the July 6th, that's after a holiday, will be very,
Will be, right.
I don't know that.
You
since
think we'll
they
have
say
a full
that.
meeting on July?
I don't know. I don't know. Every time I say something like that, it backfires. So, but we can control that by telling them they have to come in on the July 20th unless it's an emergency or something. So it's up to you. Just let me know and I'll give.
So I guess we need to decide, gentlemen, if we want to have it immediately following the commissioner meeting or say at 1 o'clock.
And that is a day that Ted's here, so he could probably attend, right?
I can do it, yeah. You can give the starting time for the interviews that way.
I'd say 1
And
o'clock.
decide how long you want it to take for each. We don't have to give an ending time, just give the starting time.
Okay, yeah, but then we won't make our decision until the 20th. Right? Because we won't make it in a closed session.
Correct. Unless you want to schedule a
Meeting out right
special provisional notice of a special meeting,
after.
but you need to make it at a time you're sure you're gonna be through with all the interviews and have all your questions answered. I mean, it may be better off to put it off until the 20th anyway.
Because
Also, I didn't know whether you'd want Randy to be here to listen and make sure that everything is presented that needs to be done. He's already talked to him once, but might be good that he could answer
Well, I
some
think-
questions for you.
My opinion is it'd be nice if he was here.
because that's his field.
Mhm.
I think,
Well, instead of coming in on Wednesday, he could come in
Yeah.
those hours after. I mean, he usually comes on Wednesdays, but he could change his hours to Monday. If
Okay.
he can, I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't have to, some of the counties he's already gone, so.
Okay, so what did we decide about when we're gonna have the meeting? Are we gonna be at 1 o'clock?
I think I'll be safe then.
That's
Is that all right
fine.
with you?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Just set her for 1 o'clock.
And how long do you want me to give them to present?
Do we need to give them a half hour, gentlemen, or 20 minutes, or what do we need to?
I'd say at least a half hour.
I'd say half hour.
All right, half hour.
Okay.
Do you have anything else for us, Beth?
I don't think so.
Okay. So with that, then we are ready to move ahead. Oh, wait, we got Ted coming up. Okay, Ted, we're ready for
Okay,
you.
the first thing is proposed ordinance 2026-05. We discussed this at the last meeting. We need to repeal that broadband infrastructure readiness ordinance that was recommended to the board
Uh-huh.
at the time, at the beginning of the race to fiber all over the county. And this was, in fact, we wouldn't have got a designation by the state that we were broadband ready if we didn't have that, so. And so that is the ordinance that would repeal that. So any broadband, any fiber optic project would be subject to the usual processes. They would have to clear the drainage board, the drainage, the surveyor, the highway department, as well as APC, pay the normal fees that are applicable to any of that type of work and so forth. And it also exempted the applicants from even identifying the contractor that was going to actually do the fiber optic installation. And that's killer, when you don't have an address and a name of the company that's going to be doing the work. So this one ordinance will restore the usual procedures that apply to any kind of work within the right of way of county highways.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 2026-05, rescinding the original ordinance. I don't have the number, I don't think, that was proposed by our attorney, Ted.
Rescinding or repealing?
Well, repealing. Yeah, repealing.
I'll second that.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. To support an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of Carroll County repealing Chapter 113 of Carroll County Code concerning broadband infrastructure projects. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
And then the second item I've got is I was contacted, I guess it was by Scott, about Ron Alting, Senator Alting, carrying a proposal to the General Assembly to name the bridge carrying US 421-30, State Road 39 and 28 over Deer Creek.
That should be 18, I'm sorry.
Pardon me?
That should be 18. 39 and 18.
Is the ordinance wrong also then?
No, it's a typo.
It's just a typo. Okay,
Sorry.
18, yep. It is 18. In the memory of Abby and Libby. Because it's a bridge that carries a state highway, the legislature has to actually do it. But they don't usually do it unless they got the blessing of the local authorities. I think they're asking the city for the same kind of support. I don't know if there's anybody here for Senator Rolting, so it actually goes to a committee of committees, and that goes through committee recommendations, it goes to NDOT, and then it eventually gets put in the form of a bill that has to be passed by the General Assembly and then signed by the governor. But Senator Alting has asked for the county commissioner's support of it.
Okay.
It is a resolution, so it can be done in a single vote.
I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 2026-05.
I'll second.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2026-05, which is the renaming of the bridge over Deer Creek in Delphi in honor of Abby Williams and Libby German. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
And that's all I've got.
Lauren signed that one yet?
No.
Okay.
I have one.
Okay, and Ted, is that it that you have for us? Okay. And so now we are down to, lost my place. Jeff Pence. Good morning, Mr. Pence.
Commissioners, you already have a copy.
Yes,
Did Ted?
maybe not.
I just want to introduce myself. I'm Jeff Pence. I own a farm that is just west of town here. That's Bicycle Bridge Bluffs. My dad developed that back in the early 80s. I think actually he was maybe part of the impetus for putting an ordinance together. That was early subdivision days. The map that you have there shows that the periphery of this property was developed in what I'll call a phase one. And there's the road that is in yellow is Bicycle Bridge Road, Bicycle Bluffs Road, that was adopted by the county in 1984. What I'm working to do, and I've been working with Mike Martin in the APC to get started with the application to develop the center section into either 25 or 28 lots. Got a couple questions into Cindy. She's been really helpful. I met with Hunter last week. He'd suggested I come and just introduce the project to you. I only have two things really for commissioners today. One of which is my expectation and hope is the county would adopt those interior roads, two small interior roads, to be consistent with the loop road. I don't know whether it's possible, but I'd love to hire Hunter to do the tip and seal when I get to that point, so that it's consistent. I don't know how that works. I'd love to be able to do that if that's possible, in anticipation of the county also adopting that recommendation. And I'm just here to introduce myself and answer any questions, any recommendations or concerns. Seems wrong, doesn't it?
Okay, gentlemen, you have any questions on this?
I really don't, as long as he continue working with APC, Mike and
Yep.
Bob at the surveyor's office.
Good.
Going through
What would
the,
be the process? Can I work with Hunter to talk about chip and seal for the final coat. How does that work?
I'm not getting it, sir. What'd you just say?
Can I hire the county to do the chip and seal? Since I'm expecting that the county will adopt that. And if yes, how do I go through that? How do I go about that?
Yeah, we have,
That's later.
to my knowledge, we haven't ever done that.
I don't know that we can do it legally.
Um,
What is our bridge, what is our road? You know, we've got a standard, don't we?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not questioning any of that. We'll build it all to the standard.
Well, doesn't it require just regular bituminous mat, you know?
It'll be a stone, number 2 stone base,
But I mean, the final surface, don't the county?
when we have,
require-
when we've done it before, we have had them asphalt.
Yeah,
So what I communicated and asked Cindy, the ordinance is written in such a way that if you're continuing or filling in basically an existing development, that it's appropriate to do that consistent with the existing roadway, the construction of the existing roadway. So that's what planning.
was the existing roadway originally paved then?
No,
Never was paved?
no, it's chip and seal.
No,
I think we've
I'm
got-
sure that original part was never,
I mean, we've got to revisit that. I don't think the county can do the work though,
okay.
Okay.
but
And I don't-
I'll research that.
Are you planning on turning these roads over to the county then after?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can think of several different places where this has happened before, and we have required they bring them up to the standards that we have. Mike, do you have a copy of those standards of the roadway?
Not with me, it's in the,
No, but have you seen it?
no.
Okay.
What's in the ordinance, correct?
Pardon me?
It's in the ordinance.
No, it could be separate, and a lot of times it is independent of the plan commission, or the comprehensive zoning ordinance. I mean,
Okay.
I have not seen them myself since I've been here, so we need to look that up. We can't give an answer to that today.
What's that?
We can't answer that question today.
Okay. They must be a certain width, and they must have drainage for the ditches, okay? And I don't mean to be hard about that, because I want your subdivision to be there. I think it's a wonderful addition to our community, but what we've got into through the years is a lot of these roads were stuck in, and the county said, sure, we'll take them. And we wind up with a one-lane cow path down through there that we can't maintain, we can't drain, we can't do anything with. So at some point before me, there was an ordinance put through that stated how they had to be constructed before we could take them in.
Right.
Now, if we're not taking them in, I think it's a whole different thing, isn't it, Ted?
Pardon me?
If we're not taking it into our highway system,
That's a policy question. You should be, you know. I mean, ideally, you have them to your standards before you accept them for me.
well, they should be, yeah, before we take them in, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hunter and I agreed that he and I would meet out there and look at what's already in place.
Okay,
And he's not familiar, so he and I agreed that we would do that soon. And if it's okay, I'll communicate with Ted and make sure that we confirm what the right standards are gonna be. I guess both for me as well as for those homeowners around, it would be very odd to have a different road in the middle as opposed to
Right.
what's the surrounding area. And I think that's the reason the ordinance was written the way it was.
I can see that.
And the road that's there, I totally appreciate what you're saying about the quality of the road. The road that's there is very good. It's a 2-lane.
All you gotta do is drive up by the lakes and you can see what a mess we have in a lot of places.
Yeah, totally understand. That's not the intention.
Okay.
And Mike, this might be something for that new comprehensive plan that we're putting together. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'm aware how difficult it is to chip and seal gravel.
Yeah,
You know, it just doesn't take. There's nothing for it to adhere to.
Right, that was the original construction, so it's held up really, really well.
Well, it
Well, with your
depends.
permission, I can communicate with Ted on,
I've got to look it up. I will let the
Well, that's
commissioners know, and then you can contact the auditor
okay.
and get it. But I haven't seen it, that ordinance. I don't know if it's in the county code or not, so I'm starting from scratch. I'm looking this up for it.
Well, we had one up right on the lake that a subdivision like this, and they came in and they laid nice asphalt, but
Yeah.
they laid it before our highway engineer had an opportunity to go out and look at it. So we had to core it to make sure it was thick enough and that the base underneath it was thick enough.
Exactly.
Well, I'll work closely with Hunter. He was here earlier, right? But I'm not
Uh,
in right
I will
now.
tell you, the commissioner should not accept for any road for maintenance that doesn't have the base. So don't get so far ahead that we can't figure it out.
It'll be a part of the engineering.
So Ted, what, will we put this off again till next meeting
Well,
or?
I can't answer the question. You can't answer the question today about it.
Right.
Yeah,
How
he's just
far-
presenting it today.
I don't think personally, I don't think I owe you anything until I bring back a final plan.
Right, I mean, except whatever that ordinance says, and that ordinance is not part of the comprehensive zoning ordinance. There are other ordinances, there's another ordinance out there.
So would Hunter be familiar with those, I'm assuming?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Well, you may not, but it should be at the highway.
We do less than one subdivision a year, so it's not like everybody in the whole county is experts at this. It's
Yeah.
normally why you hire an engineering firm that is familiar with doing subdivisions to
Right,
help get it all plotted and planned out.
we'll find what we've got and I'll give it to the auditor.
Okay, great. And to Mike's point, totally, Chastain will run all those.
At some point in time, you gotta turn it over to them, Jeff.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, and it's gotta be inspected before it's turned over, or it can't be accepted.
Okay. Anything else?
No, we just have to work through this process and get it done. We appreciate your project and look forward to seeing it done.
Good, thank you very much.
Thank you. Greg Mash, Mulberry Telephone. Hello,
Good morning.
good morning.
Thank you for your time this morning. Really appreciate it. Yes, I'm Greg Mash, CEO of Mulberry Telecommunications. We are one of the, I guess, several now providers building fiber in your county. For those that don't know, we're a 125-year-old company. We are your neighbors, just there in Clinton County. But for the last 3 or 4 years now, we've been building fiber into the county. We come up from the south and have built all the way up to Flora and we're now serving Ockley, Owasco, Piermont, Flora, Greenhurst, Cutler.
All the big ones, huh?
All the big ones, yes, sir. But yes, we are, that has been our plan path. We got another project. We're finishing up just kind of southwest of Flora that ties that section of the county together. And then we got another one that hits the Prince William area and then kind of connects back to 75 from 421. So been doing a lot and we're grateful for the opportunity to serve the county. We're cooperative, so we see life a little differently, and we look at the need, and that's what we attempt to do. The challenge has been, and we've been made aware of some conversation, and it sounds like you guys have already started talking about that. There's a lot of crews all building currently. We wanted to come in and just proactively introduce ourselves and give the opportunity to ask questions for what we're doing, because we like to say we're the good guys. We're the local guys. We bring services a big aspect of our business, of being available and local, and and when situations arise, deal with them as quickly as possible. So in part, I want to just maybe kind of separate us from the rest of the bunch that's out there and doing the work. We understand that there's a lot happening. It's not just in this county. It's really all over the state and the country, really. That's all happening at one time here. So we want to be seen as an ally in the county. We've had so many humbling experiences with people in the county already about how we've changed their lives, about being able to work from home, things like telemedicine, kids, not having to go somewhere else to do their homework and so forth. So, this is something that we take very seriously, and, we want to serve the county best we can, including, if there's issues with our construction, deal with those appropriately and as quickly as possible. I will say that one of the biggest challenges that is happening right now is, and this is, I guess, just part of the dynamic of it, we do know that contractors that we're using are also being used by the other companies as well. So there's a lot of confusion, I think, that's happening out there with that. So we brought, if you'd like to see them, maps of where we currently are, what we're planning to build, if that helps. But we just wanted to make it known that we are available. When you call the number, you actually talk to us. You could actually go chase us down if you wanted to. Most of us are in the area anyway, even when we live, where we live. So we're not hard to find. And we, like I said, we just want to be seen as an ally and to know that we are available. So if you got any questions, like I said.
Well, I have a comment right off. I
Yes,
wish
sir.
you'd have come around a few years ago and we could have saved an awful lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I have a Mulberry phone, and
Thank you, sir.
works great.
I've got a comment, Mr. Chairman. If you've got maps, our surveyor, who's a registered land surveyor, as you may have heard, we repealed an ordinance that greased the skids before there was any money poured into broadband like it has been. So we would like to see your maps and maybe make copies of them or have a set so that we can answer, the surveyor can answer property owners' questions when they come in. Who is this on my, cut through my tile and all that? So I think it would be beneficial for Mulberry Telecommunications and for the county to have that,
Yeah, I would agree.
that resource.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
agree. Yeah, and we can provide that in any number of ways, whether it's paper copy or electronic copy.
The surveyor is here, isn't he?
He stepped out. I have a few things to add, if that'd be okay too.
Sure.
So I invited you guys in, I appreciate that. I gave them some advice. I'm like, hey, you might want to request to be put on the agenda to kind of smooth things over. I've kind of been in contact with all the big key players and the permits that I've seen come across my email chain. So they took my advice, and a couple of the other groups, they're trying to get scheduled in to come in and visit with you guys also. So
Appreciate that.
by chance, so I got a question I suppose we probably ought to answer as a whole, because there's a few developments since last time I talked to you guys. So is the county responsible for permitting the city of Delphi?
If it's.
No one knows the answer to this question. that I'm talking so far.
If it affects a regulated drain, yes.
Okay, so other than talking to Cameron Yates, no one's really sure who's permitting in the city of Delphi. I have no records of any, because I'm involved in the email chains, but I have not seen any permits for the city of Delphi. So I'm gonna work on figuring that out, but just by chance. So over on Monroe Street, 215 Monroe Street, the fiber optic guys last week, I'm not sure, can't even figure out who they are, and they're not sure who they work for. They couldn't even show me a permit. Okay, just by chance, they bored through my water meter and my sewage pipe on my property in my building.
They picked the right one, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said, where's your, I didn't even tell them really the backstory. I'm like, hey, I've area plan, where's your permit? We don't know. I'm like, well, who's your permit clerk? We're not sure. It's kind of a big deal. They're decent. They came back to the city water guys and the city sewage. They were involved. They helped him dig it up. They repaired it. The guy knew he broke it.
Yeah. Please don't
As soon
go
as they went and found him, because I asked the chief of police, I'm like, hey, where are they boring at? So I went and talked to him. The water guys had already talked to him. They said, hey, there's a problem down here. And the guy goes, oh yeah, down there on Monroe Street. He knew he did it a week ago. The only reason why I knew it is because my tenant went to flush the toilet and nothing happened. So it was like that for a week. and took them 12 hours to fix it. So they opened the water meter, looked down, there's an orange thing blown right through it.
Mike, is that within the street right away
It would have been within the street right away.
of Delphi?
Delphi, yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
they probably have an ordinance they may not even know about that
Sure.
requires them to get a permit.
Well, and like I said, it's gonna take some legwork for me to figure out if they're talking to the water department, sewage department or not. Somebody should be, right?
Yeah, they probably have.
Yeah.
Most cities have ordinances that require permits to work in their rights of way, just like the
It's
county does.
Kind of odd how that happened. I'm trying to get all these guys wrangled in and, you know, try to make the system better. And then like just by chance, I'm like, guys, I was like, we're getting ready to hear this in front of the commissioners on Monday. This is not looking good for your trade. They put a green box right in the middle of my private alley too. Like, I don't even know why that's there. Like, it's like, can't even pave my own driveway or put gravel in now, which I was planning on doing. So
Jeff?
anyway,
I can relate to that very much so. It took me probably a day to find out which company it was. I started with the place uptown. She's very nice and she was gonna be this company, this company, this company. Every time I talk to somebody, the boss, she got over there, got over there.
Yeah.
And then they went through a lift station. I've got a $6,000 bill, went through a lift station, put their pipe through my sewer. And I can't get in it. The guy laughs at me. He calls and says, "Oh, sue me." He's supposedly late yet someplace, the contractor did it. So, you know, I'm sitting here with a $6,000 bill because the lift station went down, so they have 12 people and the sewage, the pumps are pumping the sewage up in somebody's bathtub. And they're just laughing at the fact that happened. So, you know, but you know, there's no recourse. The guy tells me, sue me.
The sad fact is a lot of these, like it could be Mulberry, it could be TDS, it could be Broadway brand, whoever is doing it, they have like 3 layers of subcontractors. And once you get down here, the people are from Southern Indiana, Michigan, wherever. They don't care.
No names on the trucks.
Right. And permitting, and I know I've talked to Hunter a number of times. He told me that he hasn't signed a single permit in the last 2 weeks. He gets about 8 or 10 a week, and he hasn't signed any of them. And he goes, it doesn't matter, Scott, because with or without a permit, these guys are going out and doing the work anyway. So and we've asked, where's our teeth as a county? Where can we have teeth? And I did see something about the IURC, where reports can be made to Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission. But then again, I think that's going to be months down the road before they get the information, they start doing the research, find out from TDS or whomever who's doing the work, and then contact them. And it has been an absolute zoo. Now, I will say that I'm certain that Mulberry Telephone, there are 2 companies, Mulberry Telephone and Broadway, that I think have done things pretty close to standard, pretty close to being upfront and upright. Some of these other companies are just boring without any recollection or concern for what is happening to private ditches, private drainage tiles, or even public county-owned. And it's sad. And it's incredibly sad.
And a lot of these think you're not gonna find out for 5 or 10 years. You know, just because you booted the board of sewer today, don't mean he's gonna put work.
Agreed. Yep, agreed.
Well, if I can speak on behalf of Mulberry, you know, I'm sorry that these things are happening. These are the types of things that I think that where we separate ourselves, because we've had instances. I think, are you on 500 South?
Pardon me?
Are you on 500 South?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I could use that as an example. We had something that occurred a couple years ago where, like he had just mentioned, where it didn't show up until, you know, a little bit further down the road. The homeowner contacted us, knew it was us, contacted us. We got on it. very quickly, got our, the appropriate steps to get the resolution. And, that's just how we do business. So, I'm sorry, I would encourage you to keep knocking. You'll find the right person at some point, but from our sake, like I said, I wanted to be able to separate us. We're not in Delphi, so I can't speak to that. But I'm very aware of Broadway. We work with them. We have connection points with them. So, and what they're doing. So, we have shared values, right? We see, because we live here, right? We want to see, the counties thrive and the people in the counties have the tools that they need to do so. So, yeah, it's an unusual situation because all this happened at once. After COVID, it was really revealed like this is a need inside our country. So that's where all this money's coming in, and that's where, unfortunately, when you dangle money, you don't always get the right people to get the money, right? But just know from our perspective, if you need us, you can call us. We'll leave you with our business cards, or we can get with the surveyor and share the maps.
He's right there.
Yes, sir. We'll talk with him and be happy to participate in whatever it is for the county needs from us. So.
We appreciate very much you coming in.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you being a customer.
Pardon me?
Appreciate you being a customer.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Like I said, we could have gotten by without a lot of these problems if we could have restricted it to one or two reputable companies like you to doing it. But I don't know if that's in our bailiwick or not. I doubt it.
It's not franchisable. If they, we can't do an exclusive, anybody that meets the requirements and that ordinance, that broadband readiness thing, that waived all the usual steps that they have to go through to get a permit.
Who actually?
Yes.
I'm sorry, one question for the benefit of the county. So once you repeal,
It's repealed.
so it's repealed, so as of now, anybody out boring now should have a valid permit if they're born today.
Well,
Already, I mean, you can stop.
if they haven't got a permit, if it's in the county highway, then the county highway needs to let the commissioners know, and we can issue an executive order stop work.
Okay.
And surveyor can stop work if it affects the regulated grade. And you could probably stop, I don't know if you can stop work or not, because they don't, the thing about that ordinance, and we didn't prepare it, it was prepared and we just filled in the blanks. It made the area plan office the sole point of contact. That's why Hunter's not didn't get any applications. That's why the surveyor didn't get any applications. Everything was supposed to go through the APC office.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you for coming in.
So can we have somebody tell us who has permits out there, so nobody knows? Is that
Well,
what you're saying?
Hunter, we're looking at on a case-by-case basis to see if they happen to have got a permit. That's why I stepped out to talk to Hunter. So we're working on one that I've asked, did anybody actually do it in a permit? But the part of the problem was the ordinance did not require them to identify the actual contractor that was going to do the work. So we have the problem of being able to link who's doing the work with which is the responsible company that's having the work done.
Yeah. Well, we're ready now for Judge Shane Evans. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman.
Morning, Judge.
Commissioners. I'm here today. I'm at the bottom too, but I was less important.
Wait a minute, you're what?
At the bottom for the Lions Club courthouse sign. That one's easier. You want me to start with that one?
They'll do that one without you.
Okay, well then I won't bring it up. I'm here today on the opioid settlement funds. I think, Mr. Ayers, you were on the council at the time, but The state of Indiana and multiple states entered into an agreement with producers of opioids regarding the impacts it had on the community in terms of addiction that led to use of other substances. Back in 2023, I believe, we received our first opioid settlement payment. It's a program, I think it lasts until 2036. I think it was a 15-year program, so maybe 2038. The commissioners authorized the JRAC, which is the Judicial Resource Advisory Commission, which is made up of criminal justice shareholders here in Carroll County, to make recommendations as to how to use those opioid settlement funds. We came back to the commissioners, I believe, in 2023 with a contract with Mental Health in America for the purpose of creating a mobile response team. So the mobile response team was to be activated if an individual was going through a mental health crisis that didn't quite rise to the level of criminal activity, or maybe it did rise to the level of criminal activity, but the mental health crisis, I guess, would have more importance or significance. And so they did that. They responded to multiple calls during the time it was activated. However, there are multiple services out there now that do this. And it's not, I believe this was the first one that MHA, or at least their Wabash Valley District, had created. It's not something they do every day, although it's within the agreement. But both the JRAC and MHA believe that it's time to find something else, because we have other resources available. Phoenix operates, I think, as a contractor for Valley Oaks, and does a similar service here in Carroll County. So I'm asking commissioners to, what's the right word? Do away with the contract.
Procure or terminate?
Terminate, thank you.
Okay.
Terminate the contract. MHA is in agreement. They haven't been offering this service since January 1st. It just took me a while to get in front of you to ask you to actually formally terminate it. So we're asking that that contract be terminated as to the opioid settlement funds that are coming in until 2038. The JRAC subcommittee has been meeting to discuss our priorities, because they have changed since the fund was first established in or around 2023. So we have a claim outstanding. I believe that's before, I don't know if that's been approved already in this meeting. So,
Whether it was up there or not, no, because we haven't written it until this.
okay. So there's a claim for the 2024, 2025 services that's pursuant to the contract we entered into with MHA in 2023. It's the restricted funds. Good, because there was a restricted fund and an unrestricted fund. The restricted fund had to be used for one of the specified things within a 500-page settlement agreement. And there's an unrestricted fund as well. So I'm asking that the restricted fund, that the check be sent to MHA for their services in 24 and 25, and that we terminate the contract effective January 1st.
Okay. Okay, I've got your claim
All right.
right here. So you're specifically asking us to do what, Judge?
So we owe them for 24 and 25 for the services provided pursuant to that contract. So I want to pay them that claim.
You want to pay this claim?
Yes.
$79,671.29.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then I want to terminate the contract with them moving forward.
Do we have a copy of the contract?
It's included, it should have been included with the claim.
And you stated that there are, I'm not going to say multiple, but there are other resources that we could utilize.
Used here in Carroll County. that
Okay.
offers mobile response.
And that would be decided upon the JRAC committee. And
No, so
then,
the JRAC really has nothing to do about what else is offering that service here in Carroll County.
okay,
Really, the local law enforcement officer, whether it's the sheriff's department, Delphi, Flora, state police, if they encountered something that was more of a mental health response, they would either when MHA was offering this, they would either call MHA to have their team come out, or they would call Phoenix to have their team come out. It was
Okay.
really up to them who they called. And so Phoenix through Valley Oaks will still be offering that service. That's no cost. Well, no cost out of opioid settlement funds. I don't know how that is funded.
Okay.
There's no cost out of opioid settlement funds. But the JRAC is trying to put together some priorities and best use of the opioid settlement funds.
And we're continuing to get that on an annual basis, I presume?
Correct.
Okay.
There's a clause in there about terminating the contract, Mr.
Yeah.
Johnson.
It doesn't, it says upon 30 days prior written notice, so are they providing services still in
They are not.
26? They are not?
They're not.
Okay. So, okay,
Not pursuant to the contract. They offer tons of other services, but not.
not with this particular thing? They haven't, are they expecting this?
Yes. No, we talked about it, I think, in December with them.
Uh-huh.
That it would be appropriate to terminate the contract, and that
Okay,
they would no longer be providing services as of January 1.
can, when you say we, Judge, you mean the committee?
Yeah, subcommittee of the JRAC.
Okay, and the JRAC, is it?
Correct.
JRAC.
Okay. Okay. I think it's okay, you know. We should probably put the check in the mail with the termination effective December 31, really, right?
Yeah,
2025?
correct.
I mean, it's actually now, I mean, if they performed any service, they may be entitled to compensation for the point.
Correct. It's my understanding they have not provided any service in 2026.
Okay. We will include that in our notification that we understand that you've not provided any services under this agreement in 2026, so, okay. It's okay. We'll do it.
I'll make a motion.
So the motion would be to approve the claim and to give notice of termination of the agreement.
I'll make a motion that we approve the claim for 23 or 24, 25 with termination to MHA of the contract.
Mental Health America?
Yeah. Mhm.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second. And the motion is to pay the claim to Mental Health America and at the same time to terminate our relationship with them concerning this
Correct.
as
it
of
relates
December
to this
31st.
particular,
Gotcha.
because they do other work for us.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. I would call for a vote then. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
All right. Thank you, Commissioners. Hopefully here in the next few months, I'll be back with recommended priorities for those opioid settlement funds.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds good. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alder.
And Judge, I presume you'll take that to the council as well, correct?
Terminating contracts.
Not terminate, but what we'll be using the opioid settlement funds for.
Have to look.
Don't have
I think it's
to.
automatically appropriated, but I could be wrong.
We only have two lines that it can go in, or two funds that it can go into, the restricted and the non-restricted, right?
What is this paid out of, Judge?
Opioid settlement fund.
The restricted or unrestricted, do you know?
This is
They're both, it's
restricted.
both.
Out of the
Well,
restricted,
This one's
Two
coming out of
different
the
funds.
restricted.
so this one's coming out of,
The claim should be coming out of the restricted. fund.
Restricted.
okay, okay.
So, Mr. Ayers, I don't know.
Okay.
I can, as a show of goodwill. I don't know if I'm required to, but I can. Happy to.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll
Thank
let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Melinda. Good morning, Melinda.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Same.
You want this, do you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi.
Okay. There you go.
Got something for us?
Thank you. I came here today to ask you to include in your budget or possibly funding for 2026 for property tax and financial software conversions. We talked about this briefly last year. We weren't successful last year in moving forward on this, but I believe it's even more urgent this year that we address this and move towards these conversions. We currently are using, since, I'm not sure, the 80s or 90s, Beth, would you know, we've been using MVP tax software.
1993.
93.
Or no, wait a minute.
Nonetheless, for quite a few years, MVP tax software, as well as Harris financial software. As well as the majority of the state were using those softwares for many, many years. But since then, I would estimate 9 out of 10 of our Indiana counties have moved away from MVP and financial, and they're now using primarily one of 2 state-approved softwares. And one of them is Lau Associates, which is, I have the quote included in the packet. They provide property tax software as well as financial payroll software. They are my choice to convert to. I've spoken with multiple counties, one-on-one as well as at conferences, and they have been the preferred vendor. There's another approved software who's quite popular, and that's Xsoft. That's also a possibility. But I provided you with a quote from Lau, and they have generously agreed to spread the expense out over 3 years. I think last year in your budget that was requested was the total amount of like $400 and some thousand. Well, this would be in 2026 if we could get the funding. Nonetheless, the first year, whether it's 26 or 27, 155,387, and then 2027 and 28 will be 165,500 both of those years. I'd also like to point out that I did a little research on our annual maintenance fees, and if you look at the next packet of or the next page that has the color coded, these are the maintenance fees that we've been paying for MVP tax and financial for the past few years. And as you can see, the column on the right, in 2023, we paid 126,000 plus. In 24, it increased by about 10 grand to 135, almost 136. 25, it was 147. This year, so far, it's 159. And so that cost keeps increasing, and it kind of makes sense because their pool of clients has been decreasing every year. So I think that may explain why the annual cost keeps rising. But with Lau, the annual maintenance would be 109,000. So right off the bat, it's $50,000 less a year. Then the next packet, as potential funding, I provided you with a fund register for the CUMCAP fund. And as you can see, in the past few years, the figures in bold show the revenue and the expense over the past few years. And the current balance is 1.6 million. Now, I'm sure there's other
expenses that are appropriated this year out of coon cap, but I would like to suggest that coon cap be used as funding for this project. And I would really like it if we could get going on this year so we could start off in 27 with these new softwares. Now, what I would like for you to do is just take a look at this information and use these numbers for your budget requests for 27 and consider doing it, getting a jump on it in 26 since we have the food tax balance, a nice healthy balance that you can see is increased from 2020 was 773,000 and now we're up another $1 million. So we've got a healthy coon cap fund. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I do have a budget in there that needs to be used this year, but it won't go past $1 million.
Yeah, so at any rate, that's where we're at. And I also brought with me today Andrew Lau, and he is, he can maybe give you a little more information and speak to why so many of these counties are converting from these softwares and pitch you why Lau.
I will state it was 2003, I'm sorry.
2003, oh, okay.
That's when we started.
Quite a while. Anyway, Andrew,
Or in 1993.
go ahead.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
My name is Andrew Lau, Lau Associates. Our company, Lau Associates, has been operating in Indiana since 1975. So we just celebrated 50 years last year. The company was started by my grandfather, and it's been a family business ever since. We started out in the schools in the state of Indiana, and we then slowly migrated into county government. And over the years, we've obviously taken on many forms, from just a service company to a company that was operating mainframe computers for folks to what we are today, which is a true software company. So over the years, we've forced ourselves kind of sometimes painstakingly to stay in our lane and to continue to operate specifically in Indiana and to take care of the auditors and treasurers in the state of Indiana. And sometimes that's hurt us, but over our growth over the years, ultimately it's paid off. We now work in 75 counties in the state of Indiana out of 92. We've slowly grown over the years from a company of 20 some people in the early 2000s to about 50 employees now. So we've controlled our growth. We've made sure that the customer was number one all the way along the way. Made sure that first and foremost we were supporting the customer. And secondly, worried about continuing to build our software to state standards. So that's what we've done over time as we've grown. We've stayed consistent with our plan, and it's allowed us to get to the point where we are, where we've controlled our growth, kept our customers happy, and we're sitting in a place where we're in 75 counties, looking to get to 80 here in the next couple of years. So that's just a little bit about us as a company. But really, the one takeaway I want you to know about us is that when we come in and work with you all, we really, really, really do emphasize support. When our counties go live with us, especially early on, they're very surprised by how often we're here, in person, on site, working with every individual that's touching our system to make sure that they have a firm understanding of the system. But at the same time, we don't come in and train you on an entire year's worth of processes in a week and say, have at it, call us if you have any questions. We come back, for every major process throughout the year to make sure that those things that we're learning as we're doing them. So we have a great plan for how we implement these things. We've done conversions from MVP and Harris software more times than I can count. It's roughly about 80% of our business in Indiana, in the county side, is converting these softwares. And so, I just wanted to give you a little background on who we are, what we do, why we do it, and why Melinda's up here asking for your support in this project.
Okay. Any questions?
don't really have a question. I know we talked about this last year, Melinda, and we kind of stated that we wouldn't do anything in 26, but would consider it potentially in 27. So I think that, as far as I'm concerned, that still stands. But obviously, it appears that, maintenance costs, annual maintenance costs, et cetera, is going to be a little bit less. So I appreciate getting this new and updated information.
Well, keep in mind that it's not an overnight process, so.
Right.
If we want to benefit from this in 27, we really need to, take the first step in 26 and I provide you with some funding possibilities. I mean, Andrew can maybe explain the steps and how it would all logistically work as far as timing and the time frame.
Yeah, given that it's for two systems, we certainly don't do those two things at the same time. There's a lot to learn in just one system. So in an ideal world, we would start with the property tax system. It's the larger of the two systems, and it takes a little bit more time to convert, especially with all the state changes that they made over the course of the last year, the reductions, how they affect the system down the line, the settlement, and all these other things. The sooner we can get our hands on the data and make sure that we've got everything converted appropriately, the better, as far as we're concerned. So that's just one of the things. But property tax is one of those things that you really only do a conversion in January. And the reason for that is because you finish your fall settlement, you draw a line in the sand after you've got your additional penalties put on and the settlement's been finalized. That's when you pull data, you convert the data one more time, and bring in a live system for the customer and start trading on the live system. That way, when your years roll, you roll your years on a new system, and then you go forward from there. So really, between January, February, and the first week of March is when we do all our property tax conversions, which means that ideally, we'd love to get our hands on the data well before that so that we can have a test system in place, know that we balance, and know that everything on all the deduction changes that have happened throughout the year have been converted properly and handled right in the system.
And in order to do that, we will need to have a contract in place, which means we need to have funding secured, which means we don't want to wait until 2027. So, and I want to express that this is not just a Melinda K. Rossiter wish list item. This is something that 9 out of 10 of Indiana counties have done. And I've spoken with all of the employees who will be involved in this conversion, and they all support it. So what else do I need to say to get you guys on board?
Well, if they put it in their 27 budget, you will know by October whether you have it or not.
Will that give us enough time for it to take?
I have no clue. I'm just saying that it will be decided then, one way or the other.
We're pretty used to that. I guess the one thing I'll say is, whether that's the commissioners, or the council that would somehow support the project, obviously understand that you got to get it past your budget. We understand that process and the timeline of that. But if there was a way for the county to support the idea of the project, pending, budget approval of that project, we'd be happy to pay the costs associated with pulling the data early, with your, approval, of course, so that we make sure we get our hands on that data as soon as possible, make sure everything's going to be smooth for January. So if the project doesn't go forward or it gets pushed another year, that's on us. It's not on the county. The county doesn't lose anything. So long as the county is openly supporting the idea of the project, and if there's a budget issue that comes up that gets in the way of that project, my hope would be the county come to me and ask for help in that way, one way or the other, whether that be pushing things out or whatever it may be, so that the project can move forward. But nonetheless, really, what I look for from the county is just the support of the project, so that we can get that initial data set and make sure that we're pushing that project forward in the right direction.
So what we need is a contract with your approval pending funding by the council. And I believe you can do that. We get a contract, you could sign it and approve it, and they could, once the council has approved the funding, whenever, that happens, whether it's 26 or 27, Andrew is saying that they can go ahead and do the necessary steps so we can kick off 2027 with the new tax software, and then following that, financial software.
Which the financial would be, the financial software would be sometime in 27. We probably wouldn't even pull data for the financial software until 2027.
Repeat that, please.
The Carroll financial software conversion wouldn't be started until 2027 after we, got the tax system live. So chances are we're not pulling data until 2027 for the financials. So, at that, from that perspective, as much as we'd love to work ahead, if it was a situation where you said, hey, we'll give you the money for the tax system to get that thing started, and hold off on the financial, and we'll write you a check in 27 for that, then that's fine as well. Either way, you've got a budget for it, but there's a difference between what you need in 26 versus what you need in 27. So we're pretty open with understanding that this is a legitimate infrastructure change for the county that does not come at a low cost, and there is time and effort in all the things that we do. But I think the big thing is that, based on what I've seen, which I had no idea about, the maintenance rates alone over the course of a period of time are going to pay for the project themselves.
I didn't see that payment thing. Do you did you put one in here?
The one I have, no, yeah, put one in there.
I didn't print it out.
It's the one you put in for your color.
Well, I know, but I didn't read it. I mean, what, you want me to read the stuff you give to me? Doubt it.
Okay. Gentlemen, what's your position on this?
Andrew, when could you get a contract for their review and approval?
I can have a contract this week, drawn up for both systems. So for
We have a council meeting this week, don't we, on Thursday? Isn't it this week?
Yes. Also, this conversion has the support of Randy Cleaver, our computer, as well as I believe Ted has expressed his.
Yes.
He's in favor of it.
I haven't been in a county where there was delayed tax collections due to software issues. You want to be ahead of it, so that the conversion can be smoothly done. And I would be, and I'm familiar with Lau from Clinton County, and from other, I know that they've been, they've become the leader really in this. I've told the treasurer, and I've also talked to Martha, or not Martha, but Nada Kay, and the three of us, I know, are supportive of Lau getting to do this, so that we can, and the more that you have with the same company, the less issues you've got, it's a lot more trouble-free. I would highly recommend that we do this. And I don't know about the structuring of the payment on the contract, I think that would be a good idea, is to separate the, yeah, the part that, the financials, to separate the financial part from the other. The payment schedule, I don't know if that's what is being proposed or not, but I'd like to, I
Yeah,
think that would be.
the schedule in and of itself is the same. I proposed it as if we were doing them both in the same year, but obviously, like we said, just timeline and everything else, it's not quite the same. So the 2026 financial number that's in that 3-year payment option, 2026 number, which is the technical services needed to get the project started, that actually wouldn't be due till 27. So really that project would be pushed down to 27, 28, 29.
I see.
The property tax one would be the one that would need to go first anyway.
So if we could get $116,000 funded in 26 with an additional appropriation from COOCAP, that would get us
That would get you
going
started.
strong, and so we could meet that January timeline for tax. Since the tax system really needs to kick off in January. The financials, you can start those up, implement that at any point in the year. But the tax really needs to kick off in January, which is why I'm asking for the approval and the funding now.
I don't want to put a bullet in this or nothing, but I'm just interested, did you talk to Exsoft?
Yeah, I have numbers for Xbox as well.
Okay, but I mean,
I have,
we had talked about presenting both of them, and you know, Andy, I've talked to you about that too. And it seems to me like you're gung-ho on Lao now, and you were at Exsoft at one time, and so was Nada K. I have not really discussed it with either one of you because I'm not gonna be here, and that's you know, but what I'm asking is, did you give them retrospect to come in and talk to?
they have been in here talking, they haven't given me new.
I meant in here.
No, but I have also since then spoken with multiple offices who have.
I'm
used
just talking
Xsoft.
about Exsoft. I
Yeah,
mean,
they've
we need to,
used X-
we really need to reply to them or be respectful enough to say, Melinda, I want to go with Lao. That's how I feel anyway. I told them we hadn't decided on either one yet.
No, yes, that's true. But I have, just so you know, I have spoken with treasurers that have actually went to Xsoft and they've encountered problems, balancing issues and stuff with the tax software.
I think you'd have that with
And
anything.
switched to Lao, and so that kind of soured me on that, but still, their numbers are gonna be complicated. At any rate.
I was just asking. I mean, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just, you know, they come in, they were in here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering, did you tell them you didn't want to go with them?
The decision hasn't been made yet, I don't know if it's gonna happen, so I felt like it was pretty sure. You tell them you're not in the running.
Well, Warren, Scott, what are we gonna do?
I guess I'm not ready to pull the trigger quite yet. I think we need to, I mean, we're this within spitting distance of budget for 27. You know, if we do decide during the budget process to fund this for 27, I don't know that we need to wait till October, you know, because
Well, I meant the budget.
we'll have the
Yeah.
budget pretty well hammered out by mid-July, latter part of July, maybe even the 1st of August, hopefully. And then we could help to make that decision.
And then we can what?
Help to make that decision. And we, you know, we still could allow them to gather all the information, yet this fall be ready to go by January. But, you know, I'm not ready to make a decision today.
Okay, I'd like to make one more point, and that is that we aren't the only county who's ready to switch. Okay, there are a handful of other counties. And if we delay until every month that we delay is gonna put us lower in priority as far as the conversions. So I think, like Randy or Ted, one of them once said, we don't want to be the last county to jump ship, because then we're going to be the last county to, you know, that they work on conversions. Yeah, you don't do, how many counties do you do at one time?
Generally, we will not do more than 3 counties a year.
And how many counties do you have who are considering, are in the same, you know, phase we're in?
4.
So I don't want to be number 3. I don't even want to be number 3.
Well, we're talking 27, not 37.
Yeah, we're talking 27, but if we want to be in 27, then I'm afraid if we wait till October to nail down the funds, that he's not going to be able to get started in January.
I don't think that
Or do the preliminary work that's needed done.
I don't think that I said that. Because I said we'll create a 27 budget. That decision will be made by mid-August. So we won't be waiting till the actual fiscal year 27.
The reason I said October is because the budget is due by the end of October. That was just the only thing. But I think that September, early September is when the council's going to meet. I mean, I think so. Well, they'll decide that on Thursday.
Right.
So just to be clear, what's the next step?
I would recommend that the board solicit a proposed contract, and that, so that you have that information in hand and the council can also see it. That's my suggestion.
I agree.
Makes
I can
sense.
get that off by the end of the week.
Okay.
Makes sense.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I'll get the budget off by the contracts off by the end of the week.
And I can also get a proposed contract from Exoff to be presented at the same time, if that's what you would like. I mean,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
well, I mean,
it
there
should
are
be-
2 vendors that were considered for this conversion.
I remember the 2 from last year, but I mean, you know, we're not the professionals up
No,
here.
no.
You know, you guys are, and
You're gonna
I'll
have to use
kind of
it.
let you make that determination as to
I just don't want someone to come back and say,
who you consider being the best.
well,
So,
I've made that, I've put considerable amount of time in these guys. You know, all right, so we will get that to you by the end of the week, and, there's no reason for me to address the council at this point, right? Because it really needs your blessing before I go to the council. What do you say?
That's what it usually is.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll see you again in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
That makes
All right.
sense.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
And with that, we are ready for Kathy. Good morning.
Good morning. You should have in your packet a renewal contract from Eastern Engineering. The original contract was signed in 2023, and it's up for renewal. And they have given us the same pricing that they gave us in 2023. Ted's had.
I've looked at it.
Yeah, for a while now, so I would like your permission to be able to go ahead and sign this contract.
And what is it they provide?
The services and the ink and the paper for our very large plat scanner.
The flat scanner.
Yeah, and, the surveyor uses it from time to time as well.
And no price increase?
I know, right?
Something wrong here.
Well, yeah, and actually, we don't have the security deposit, so it's actually cheaper a little bit.
That's Eastern Engineering.
Mhm.
I'll move that we endorse the contract with Eastern Engineering for the renewal of the plat scanner contract.
And give Kathy the authorization to sign the contract?
Kathy's authorization to sign on our behalf.
I will second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to engage in this contract and to give Kathy the authorization to sign this on behalf of Carroll County. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
You get them signed, you need to bring them to me. After, well, both. Because they haven't signed it either.
Are you done?
Done.
All right.
Hey, Kathy,
Thank you.
if I may ask, that
We're supposed to sign?
No.
residential, is it the grant program
Yes.
that's coming up in July, the
Yes.
potential for that? How is that
Yes.
looking?
It's looking very good. We've gotten the letters that we need from the residents, some of the residents that applied. And Emily is, putting it all back together and gonna send it off, first part of July. I think it's due like July 15th.
Okay, and that's through Kirpsey, correct?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's not. Okay.
No, that's.
Don't worry about that paper, read it later.
You're up, Mike.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Well, I just screwed everything up.
I know, I just messed everything up. It's been a long 4 days.
Actually, you're early.
Well, I didn't think I was gonna make it back from Howard County. So. As you can see, I'm on for a few things for the budget for next year, since we're gonna be working on 27 budgets soon. The first one is to come out of QCAP, is a request to contract with crisis leader response training. This is gonna work hand in hand with some of the other stuff that we've been doing with the schools and that already. But what we're gonna do is now turn the training towards the county employees and getting them trained on different aspects of disasters and that, and their responsibilities. And these will go through simulated tabletops over the 3-year period. And for that, it's, I think you said $10,000 for the 3 years. If we paid it all up front. The second request that's in front of you guys will come out of QCAP as well, is to replace the emergency management 2500. It'll be 6 years old. Right now it's got 101,000 and some miles on it. It was put on a 6-year rotation, so the initial cost I just got back from Ford for a QPA cost is $63,400 and some dollars, and that does not include the light package and the graphics and that. So I still have to get a quote on that. So we're probably looking total investment on that right at 80. The next one is I'd kind of like to get a combined position of a deputy director, especially for this weekend after the tornadoes. It would have been nice to have a second person help me out, but it'd also be good to have somebody cover down when I'm on vacation or at conferences or at other meetings, that they'd be able to assist. This would be a combined position, so it would be an assistant 911 and EM. There is a.
Are you gonna suggest a figure?
So, in your packet that's with it, if you go off of the basic salary that I'm, between the two positions that I'm getting right now, and you do a salary range
the reasonable benchmark on most of those, when you do any deputy director position, it's usually 80 to 85% of the director's salary. So we're probably looking at about 75,000. And then the last thing, well, not the last thing, because I'll tell you about the storm here in a few minutes. The last one is a facility maintenance package that I emailed to you guys, and then I also put a copy of it in your packet. With the amount of money that we invested in the old jail doing the mold remediation, and that, I think it's only smart to do some type of a maintenance package, not only on that, but as far as checking the light bulbs and the outlets and the furnaces and air conditioners, along with also having some type of a facility maintenance contract on the new facility, on the Cottage Street facility and the new corner building that's coming up. In there, it's like $380 a month, and then that's plus any, like if the HVAC system is down, replacement cost. But inside the packet there that I emailed you guys, it'll tell you everything that they would do during that, or for that contract. And that would, I would think that would come out of the commissioner's budget as well, or we could just add it to a budget line. Either EM or 911, or part of it both.
This is just for dispatch?
Say again.
This is just for dispatch?
No, for dispatch and Cottage Street.
Okay.
Along with the new storage facility that's coming up.
Okay.
I would think because it's brick and mortar, a brick and mortar asset, it would come out, makes sense to come out of the commissioner budget, I would think.
$380 a month.
I know you guys are reading through all that, but is there any questions that you have on anything that we've read so far?
Who would be the maintenance provider? Do you know yet?
Todd Price.
Todd? Okay.
Is that WP?
Yeah, WP.
The storage down there, that comes up in September, doesn't it? The storage part for him.
Oh, yeah, that lease is up. For it to be renewed for them.
I need to read this.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, and those are
I appreciate
the
that.
things that are coming in. Regarding the storm this weekend, which I'm sure is probably on all your guys' minds, we've had, and I'm still working on them, at least 60 structures, meaning personal homes or hog barns, grain bins, etc. Some are going from just minor damage to a few completely destroyed. Working with the National Weather Service over the weekend, they did confirm the one up in northern part of the county in Adams Township, an EF0 tornado, and then on the way here I got a phone call from them and they confirmed from county line, so 18 all the way through EF tornado as well. So Horseshoe Bend, Tiffany Ranch Estates, 500 Chilpath Road, all the way up to 1200 1300. So we had 2 separate tornadoes come through during that time. EF0 tornadoes usually winds max at 85 mile an hour, so enough to uproot trees and cause damage to homes.
Was it a tornado or was it?
No, both were confirmed. Yesterday, the one up in the northern part of the county was confirmed, and then they confirmed the one this morning based on drone footage and photos that I've taken so far.
I thought so because of tree patterns.
Yes.
They weren't all going the same direction. They were going.
No, and depending on where you're at, there are some that are laying in the same direction, but you get up, especially down along Towpath Road, you can see where I just twisted a tree in half. And so that's what helped us determine that it was definitely a tornado. But the drones do marvelous for getting those aerial photos so you can see convergence and how the lay patterns in that. There are still a few in the area without power, but REMC is saying everybody should be on by tonight. So, other than that, it'll be a long week ahead. You know, I appreciate you guys declaring the disaster. Did that get ratified already?
Yes.
And that, so we'll see what the governor does to see if he declares a disaster for the state, which will open up people, us for some reimbursement through the state disaster fund. And if it makes it all the way up to the president, if he does a declaration, it will open up some funds.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm not seeing bags under there yet.
We're hidden real well.
Health Department. Megan.
Nice show. Can't say who or what, but the employee that needs an extended medical leave are very likely to need more than 30 days.
More than 30 days. Okay, the personnel policy says 30 days at a time, so.
Yeah, 30 days.
Okay, and you can come back.
Yeah.
Or make me. I think he just had his request, so he's just requesting 30 days for one of his employees due to recent surgery.
Medical leave for 30 days for employees. Is that what we're discussing? I don't think there's any problem with that.
No, I'll make a motion that we approve medical leave 30 days for an employee in the health department because of recent surgery.
I'll second.
Okay, so I got a motion and a second and a call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
So does that need to start today? Or do you know when it's supposed to start and end?
Beginning of last week.
Can you let me know and I'll just put it in here?
Dr. Anderson, if I may ask a question, is your phone number available through the health department?
Yes.
I'd like to obtain that. I'll jump down after the meeting, Megan, and get it. Thank you.
Okay, so we're ready for Amy. Gee. Good morning.
Hi there.
Sure.
So, hello, I know it's been a long meeting, I don't want to take much of your time, but on behalf of the chamber, I'm just doing a kind of mid-year check-in about the Biz Excel program. And I wanted to thank you for your funding that supports that program. In front of you, you have what I try to publish every 6 months, a results sheet. So you can see we've loaned $428,000 through the program, almost $500,000 in there. created 28 jobs, invested 28,000 in training funds in local businesses, all in Carroll County businesses. We have the business planning and management class that we offer once a year. Have 36 students go through that. We've had 10 businesses start and created 20 jobs from that program. And sort of in other news, kind of we've leveraged the program to try, it's doing really well. So the USDA has awarded us, as we said earlier in the year, 3 grants. We've been awarded 3 grants from USDA for this program, which is kind of a big deal. So they were here in February to celebrate that. The state director of the USDA was here. Media was here, so the business owners that attended that are some of our clients. Got some good, FaceTime on TV, and so that was fun. But the next thing we're doing is we are having thanks to a grant from WIN, Wabash Heartland Innovation Network, and the Community Foundation of Carroll County. They've given us funds to do a pitch competition for businesses in November. So we'll be doing that. This is the first we've talked about it publicly. But that will be a fun event. It'll happen on an evening in November where businesses that get to the finals will pitch their idea for a chance to win $10,000. So how that money's divided up, I'm not sure yet, but so we're just kind of, the program's going well. We're able to do some new things. I just wanted to thank you for the funding to support it. So if you don't have any questions, or if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Great information, I think.
Yeah, thank you. I need to track that federally, but it's just a really nice thing to hand out. Yeah, I mean, if we can give business owners these loans at 3% interest, I was figuring this. So 3% interest on a $50,000 loan, which is about the average of what we have in the program. The program has low interest loans, we have education, and then we have a networking where we connect them with professionals and help them grow their businesses. So it's kind of that all around support. But on a $50,000 loan at 3% interest, you save, at 3% interest, the interest is $3,906. At 9% interest, which is the average commercial rate, $12,275. You save $8,000 in interest on a loan through the chamber, which that's why people borrow from it. 3%, you can buy a new truck, you can expand a product line, you do things you wouldn't do at a normal interest rate. So that's part of why the program exists. So, because of Madison's absence, they asked me if I would just check in with you on the marketing grants as well. I don't have anything to do with the marketing grants in the chamber, but you support those. So I just wanted to tell you that they have awarded $10,000 so far for various events that bring people to the community. I have a lot more detail on that, but I don't know anything about that. If you have any questions, I have to direct that back to the chamber.
Okay. Do you have anything else for us?
No, just wanted to update and say thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Other commissioners' business. Peter Boa appointments, Jane Smith, Chris Huston, and Judy Bertram. I can remember when I was first in the council and I'm sitting right down there and saying, what in the world is a PETA Boa board?
It's not a snake.
It's not a snake, but it sure sounds like it, doesn't it? It has to do with property tax, by the way. So evidently we need to approve these 3. I would entertain a motion one way or the other, gentlemen.
I will move that we appoint to the PETA Boa Board, Jane Smith, Chris, I think it's Houston.
Houston, okay.
And Judy Bertram.
I will second that.
Okay. Got a motion and a second to appoint those 3 people that are identified as the PETA Boa Board. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Courthouse grounds application from Delphi Main Street for Old Settlers, 8/6 to 8/8 of 2026. I'll bet you I have something in here about that.
$171st Old Settlers Festival. I remember the first one.
Do you? That reminds me. It's another story. We were down, my wife and I were down by Frankfurt one time, and she says, I remember when that cemetery got started down by Frankfurt. Well, she meant that part of it, when it was added on to, see. But I'm looking out there, and here's this great big old stone, says 1892 or something like that. I said, I don't think you really remember when that was started. So I question if you were here for that first 171 years ago. Well, we got a request from Julia Leahy here for use of the restrooms, plus use of the grounds. Anticipating 5,000 people.
Did Keith sign that down below?
Yes.
Okay.
I will make a motion. Matter of fact, I'm going to include the second one.
Okay.
Delphi Lions Club for the 4th of July parade, June 27th to July 4th. I will make a motion that we approve both of those courthouse grounds usage requests.
Okay.
I will second that.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second on both of these requests. One of them is from Delphi Main Street for the grounds and the restrooms, and the other one is for Delphi Lions Club, and it's just for the lawn grounds application. All in favor of the motion to allow both of those, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. And with that, we're getting close to the end here, guys. Courthouse grounds staff, okay. Announce the appointment of a new Veterans Service Officer. Well, we have a new one. Don't see him out
But
here.
he's at training. He had a.
He's got training.
He's at training right now,
Mandatory training starting today.
Good.
and his name is Cam Hayden. And I think he'll be a great addition to our group here. Is there anything else to come before the commissioners? Yes, Sheriff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I just want a couple updates. So Tony Lesenby, after 39 years, left and went to Clinton County. I just making sure you guys were aware of that. So I've appointed Mitch Catron will be my new chief deputy. So I wanted to let you guys know that. You might see him up here talking a little bit for me.
Okay. Welcome. Welcome to, not aboard, but a welcome to the position, new position.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been here quite a while. The other thing is, I just want to kind of update you on the courthouse security. We've offered the job to 2 different people. We have a male and a female, and we will get them. I think they're going to start Monday, but kind of like Cameron, we got a whole bunch of training that they've got to go through before we actually get inside the courthouse and start doing anything. So we'll probably start doing some more security here at the courthouse in August. And as we get closer to that, I'll let you guys know.
Good.
Where we're at with that. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
How many applications did we receive? Like 40 some?
For courthouse security,
Yeah.
I think we had 42.
Okay.
Is that right?
Any?
I can't remember anything where we got 42 applications.
No, and we're accepting applications for merit deputy, and I think we're up to a whole 5 so far. So,
Okay.
but no, that 42 was I was really impressed by that.
What does that mean, merit deputy? I don't know.
Well, they're under the merit system, so we have a merit board that oversees the discipline and things like that within the sheriff's office. They're not just a regular employee. They the merit board does their retirement and stuff like that, helps with discipline, like, I can do so much, I can suspend people up to like 15 days. And then
Really?
if it's gonna be more than that, or if we're trying to get rid of somebody, it has to go before the merit board.
Okay.
They interview and.
Yeah, they help with the hiring process.
Right.
Yep. Yep, kind of anything that deals with deputies, that they have a hand in that. There's a board of 5 people that are on that.
Yeah.
I know there for a while, corrections officers, we were struggling to A, get enough, and B, get quality. Are we there? And if potentially not, were some of those 42 candidates potential candidates for a corrections officer position?
We're much closer, so some of the bad apples have kind of been weeded out. We're still short a couple right now.
Okay.
But for the most part, we're doing much better than we were, say, 6 months ago even.
Okay.
And yes, that was one of the things is people didn't make it further in the process with the courthouse security. We said, hey, we're also hiring for the jail. And there were a couple people that were interested. I don't think any of them ended up jumping on board, but
Okay.
there were a few interested.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mike?
Sorry, I had to stay around. I am in the midst of applying for a $200,000 reimbursable grant through the Pipeline Emergency Response Program. What this grant will do, it'll get us 2 drones that have sensors to measure gas when it's in the air, when we have leaks, and that, so we don't have to send the first responders in with handhelds first. Along with that, it will also provide training on pipeline emergencies to all the county first responders over a 2-year program.
How many pipelines do we have through the county, do you know?
NIPS goes all over the place. They do have a couple.
Oh, that we didn't,
It would
we're
include
not talking about just through pipelines, we're talking
No, we're
about
talking about
service
so
line.
even the service line. So through pipelines, I know there's one down south, and there's another one through the northern part of the county that are huge transmission lines. And those, at least one of them is a multi-substance pipeline, which means that they'll push the substance through for so long, and then they push something through, and then another substance will come through. So, the deadline for me to get that in is the 19th. I just got the quotes back on the drones.
Okay.
You need to approve that.
What's that?
He's wanting your approval.
Yep, I need your approval for that, even though I started already. I had a 2-week turnaround on this, so I did reach
I
out
did
to
know about it, so.
you guys. There is an email out to you guys asking for permission to apply for it, but.
I'll make a motion that we give our EMA director approval to apply for $200,000 grant.
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
Anything else to come before the Board of Commissioners?
The board would sign that, all 3 copies of that.
What do I need to do here, Ted?
That's, you voted on it already. That's to pay the,
Mobile crisis
yeah,
team?
right. Wabash Valley.
Mm-hmm. And terminate the contract.
Contract. Sign all 3,
Wabash
please.
Valley?
That's the letter you're gonna send them.
MHA.
That's what you're gonna send
Pardon?
them.
No. I didn't think Wabash Valley was involved.
Mental Health America.
MHA, yeah.
One's for the judge, one's to mail, to be mailed, and one's for the file.
Chief?
I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Thanks.
I'll move with adjourn.
Second?
All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contain identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support.
That's what's been buzzing. I've been
Please do
hearing
not
that.
attempt to shut down or restart your computer. To exempt into data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity.
Halfway through June
Please call
already.
our support immediately.
Which is halfway through 26.
Security message.
Don't blink.
Your computer has been
Yeah.
So I wouldn't swear to that.
Hi, Doc. How you doing? I just emailed Montana to go down and look at those documents. You have anything for me, or?
I was just curious, we talked about malpractice.